Well, we are honored to be joined now by Todd Bubba Horwitz of BubbaTrading.com in Chicago to get his insight into our ag markets and some of the other markets as well. Lots of stuff going on today, Todd. Just wanted to get your take on this. For one thing, we had the Dow Jones Industrial Average making a big move today, and I know you follow that. The dollar also kind of taking a beating today. Maybe you can explain what's going on and the relationship between those and the ag trade here so far today.
Morning, Marlon. Well, I'll tell you, I think what you look at, first of all, is there's an FOMC or a Fed meeting Tuesday, Wednesday. So between the good diagnosis on the president, because that always causes a little bit of concern, no matter who the president is, there's always a little concern if there's something's wrong. So between his good diagnosis and potentially more stimulus with what the Fed may do on Wednesday, is creating a very, very big rally right here. Whether or not it will hold or not, we'll see. But I think they're overpricing and anticipating, which we always know one thing. When markets go straight up, it's not good for the ag markets at that moment because money's got to come from somewhere. And as they were putting money into ag when markets were starting to go down, they're starting to pull some back out here. So I'm a little bit disappointed in the reversal there. But if you look at the bond market, which is down massively today, that is telling you that everybody is expecting the Fed to do something on Wednesday.
Now, when we look at the dollar value, we did see a pretty steep decline. Right now, we're down 404 points on the December futures on the dollar index. So that would put the value at 93.505. How far down do you think that could go?
Well, I think it's still going higher, Marlon. I think that, again, I think one thing we look at is when the Fed gets involved, their objective is to try to keep that dollar lower. And they have not done a very good job at it over the last few years. And I think this is just a temporary pullback in dollars. I think the dollars probably have a greater chance to go to 95 or 96 before they get back to, 93. And again, that's just, I think you're seeing some pullback in here. But if we get any fear whatsoever anywhere, the dollar should start to rise again. And I do expect to see a little bit more of the fear trade coming back in as this stuff resolves itself out.
And we were talking, of course, about the energy markets today really surging ahead. November crude oil up to 35 this morning at 39.40. And we wondered if that would be supportive to this corn market. We did have an overnight export sale of 160,000 tons of corn to Mexico. But the corn now, it's down a penny again at 378 3/4 per bushel. So this hide and seek thing continues in the corn market where it's positive or negative every other time we look.
Yeah, but it has been gaining ground, Marlon. The one thing we will look at is it continues to make higher highs and higher lows, and it certainly looks headed to $4 plus the way that I can see it. It looks very solid as the market's going. Again, with a little help from some new money outside, I think that would really help bolster and push corn higher. But corn is set up to go much higher from here the way it looks, and I wouldn't be surprised if this rally continues and the next rally will be bigger than the sell-off. It is a little disappointing that it was up overnight at I think 82.75 and now is back at around 79 or 78. But again, I think that's just a natural pullback from some resistance levels.
And looking at our soybean prices with our quotes provided by bar chart, let's check out our nearby November contract down 3.5 cents at 10.17 1/4 per bushel. And meanwhile, on the wheat in Chicago, we have that December contract still 8.5 cents higher at 5.81 3/4. The Kansas City December wheat now up 11 3/4 at 5.21 1/4. And in the spring wheat market in Minneapolis, December gaining 2.5 cents at 5.34 1/4 per bushel, much more muted in the Minneapolis market. We'll come back in a moment and talk more with Todd Bubba Horwitz about our livestock trade when we come back. Let's check out our live cattle trade and go right to Chicago for the quotes from bar chart. All right, here we go. Live cattle futures on December are trading at 111.62. They really honestly haven't moved very much here. They're 52 cents higher. Check that now, 50 cents higher. About where they have been most of the day. Now, if we look at our feeder cattle market, right now you have the November futures down a dime at 139.77. Well, they kind of flamed out a little bit, so they're about $1.30 off of their earlier high this morning. And now you have January down 12. The far out deferreds for next spring are a little higher, though. Now, on the lean hog market, today we have been seeing mixed markets all day long. December still down 25 cents at 62.25 per hundredweight, but you have February through May still up 17 to up 45. So interesting dynamics at work here in the livestock trade. It seems like other than the live cattle, everything's a little bit confused as to what to do.
Well, Marlon, I think when you look at it, I think what we're really seeing as you look out into the deferred, you're seeing some hope for opening up the economy. You're seeing from hope that things are going to start to normalize versus being basically 50% open. I mean, that's a big dent in general, is the lack of need for product. And of course, I think when you look out into the future, things are looking more positive. Like we can see the rest of the economy open, all the states get fully open and actually get back into some type of normal life. And I think that is what's being priced in the deferreds. In the short term here, obviously, we've still got the election, and I don't think anything is going to change here before the elections come out.
When you look at the pork trade, the hog trade in general, as we get closer to the holidays, do you think we have one more spike in there yet?
I do. I think we're going, look, I'm very positive right now, the hogs as well as fat cattle. A little bit negative on the feeders, but they could break out. But hogs look terrific, and I think they have a lot of room to go on the upside. We could still see some small, little bit of pressure here and there. But if you look at, if you look at the pattern, they're really just in consolidation, waiting for the next move to go up, and that's what I think we're going to do.
Very good. Thank you, Todd, for the time. Todd, Bubba Horwitz at BubbaTrading.com. He's located in Chicago. Christina, back to you.